Hey guys, Parallel here, and welcome to Star Trek Online. In this video, I'm going to be taking a look at the Iconian Resistance Armor, which is the armor you see my character wearing right here, and in actually most of my videos. My characters are usually wearing the Iconian Resistance Armor. I've actually been getting a lot of questions about this lately. A lot of commenters have been asking, how did you get this armor, and what are your appearance settings, and how did you make it look this way on your characters? So I thought I'd go ahead and make a video about this, and and show this armor, and just do a little bit of a mini guide on how to get the armor and what the stats are, and then I will make a visit to the Tailor and show you all of my appearance settings that I'm using, and the other options that are available with this armor. It does have quite a few customization options that you can take advantage of, and make the appearance look how you want it to. All right, so actually before we get started, I just want to make a quick little side note here. Just a quick thank you to Cryptic for allowing Romulans and Klingons to use the 7 of 9 outfit. As you can see here, my Romulan bridge officer right here is sporting the classic looking 7 of 9 outfit from the Voyager series that Jerry Ryan would wear. And it's just very nice to have this this option available to the other factions. I'm actually not sure when they added this. I remember when I first bought this outfit, and unlocked it, it was actually only available for the Federation faction. So at some point, it must have been pretty recently, I must have missed the change, but they made it available to Romulans, and it's also available to Klingons now. So that is absolutely fantastic. It is a very cool looking outfit. I really love it. Just from the having that from the classic Voyager series is really cool, and it's just always great to have more options available to the other factions. So yeah, if you were holding off getting the 7 of 9 outfit, because it was only available on Federation, you can see now it is actually available on Romulans and Klingons. So thank you, Cryptic. All right, so let's go back to the Iconian Resistance Armor, which is what my character here is wearing. So first, let's take a look at quickly how you can get this armor. So I'm going to go into my Reputation tab here. Now, so to get this armor, obviously you need to go to the Iconian Reputation. Now you will actually need to get the Iconian Reputation all the way to Tier 5. So you might as well start grinding now if you don't have that. If you want to get this appearance, you will need to get the Iconian Resistance faction all the way up to Tier 5. There are a lot of good ways to do that. I highly recommend going to Kobali Prime. If you do the whole storyline mission there on Kobali Prime, I think you have to be level 55-ish. If you go through the whole storyline there, in the on the Kobali Prime homeworld, towards the end there's a few quests that once you complete them, you can there's an event that happens in the open world that you can participate in once a day. And you can get a lot of marks that way, and you can even get the Iconian Probe Data Cores, which are the elite marks. You can get one of those each day, and there's actually two of those missions you can run, so you can get 2 of the Iconian Probe Data Cores every day. Now, now you can also get a Iconian Probe Data Cores if you need them from this upgrade project, where you can convert 100 of the regular Iconian marks into a data core. Although in all honesty, I don't necessarily recommend that. You don't really need the data cores as much as you do the marks. I found it harder to get Iconian marks than the data cores, just because those Kobali Prime missions, you can get 2 data cores every day, and that's plenty. By the time you've grinded out Tier 5 in your Iconian Resistance, you should have plenty of both data cores and marks in order to get this armor unlock. Alright, so you've gotten tier 5 in your reputation. Then what you need to do is come down here, and you need to come down into the ground gear area in the projects. And you can see here what you need to build is the Iconian Resistance Armor. You need to be tier 5, of course, in the reputation to get this. And you can see here in this little note here in the description, it says, obtain all 3 pieces of the Iconian Resistance Elite Ground Set, the armor, shield, and weapon, in order to receive a Tailor unlock that will allow you to display the armor visuals. And that is actually true. You do need to get all of those 3 pieces in order for this armor to be available in the Tailor. If you just getting the armor itself, if you just construct this armor piece right here, that's not enough. The appearance will not actually unlock until you get all 3. And you can see here this is 5 Iconian Probe data cores and 500 marks. And you need that for each of the 3 pieces. So here's the shield. And then go down a little bit more, and then the weapon is the Pulse Wave assault weapon, which is actually an anti-proton weapon. So when you construct those 3 items, you'll take a total of 15 data cores and 1,500 marks. Construct those 3, and you will get the unlock in the Tailor, where you can select this as your uniform, and then you will have the appearance that you're looking for. So let's quickly go through the stats. I will show you, I'll show you the stats of the 3 items here, the 3 pieces, and also go through the set bonuses so you can quickly see. This armor set is actually quite good. Even if you're just looking for the appearance, I mean, that's one thing, but the stats themselves of these items are actually quite good. So you may, depending on your preferred ground build, you may actually consider using this as your primary ground set, which I have actually done. You can see here I've upgraded these to Mark 14. So here is the armor that you get. It gives you 60 anti-proton damage resistance, 125 physical, 125 kinetic, and 136 to all energy damage resistance. 177 max hit points, which is nice. And it says when your health is lower than 50%, you gain immunity to stun, root, or knockback. The shield is also pretty good. 575 max shield capacity. And let's see, it says when you take physical damage, 33% chance to deal 15.3 kinetic damage with 50% shield penetration up to 10 foes within 15 meters and repels foes within 15 meters. In all honesty, I don't know if that's actually working. I can't recall that ever seeing this proc in particular, I guess. So I'm not quite sure how effective it is. But the next proc, or just the next feature, is reducing all energy damage to shields by 15%. That's very nice. And then removes 1 debuff every 10 seconds. So the armor and shield are really quite good. Now the weapon, I guess, is a little more situational. If you like pulse wave weapons, this is generally a pretty good one, honestly. It has a nice little gimmick that's pretty cool, which I can explain here as I'm going through the stats. But it does do, it's a regular pulse weave. It does, cylindrical AoE anti-proton damage. But you can see here in the description there, it has kind of that special mechanic where it grants 1 radiant charge counter for 60 seconds on hit, 10% chance to give you temporary hit points for 15 seconds, and can stack 5 times. That's a pretty cool little proc that you can get, and you can see in your secondary fire down below there, the secondary fire, once you have 6 radiant charges, it will remove the 6 radiant charge counters and recharge the secondary fire in 1.5 seconds. And then it will also you cannot generate charges again for 10 more seconds. So basically, every time you stack up 6 charges, you get a sort of a free secondary fire, and you can get it off twice in a row very quickly with just a 1.5 second cooldown. Kind of a cool. It's good for burst damage if you want to. If you have those 6 stacks up, you can get 2 quick shots off. So very nice for kind of an AoE burst damage. So there you go. You can actually see, as you probably already know, but in case you don't, you only need to put, to get the set bonus, you only need to have this weapon in your second weapon slot here, and you will still get the set bonus. So you can still use your weapon of choice here. You can see I prefer split beam rifles now. Yeah, so I have an anti-proton split beam as my primary weapon, but I leave this there as a secondary, so I get the set bonus. Speaking of set bonuses, let's take a quick look at that. The set bonuses are actually quite good. The first one for the 2-piece is 172 max hit points, very good, and 5% armor penetration, also very good. And it says it's also affected by combat armor. I wonder if that actually goes up with combat armor skill. All right, and then you have Radiant Subatomic Field as the 3-piece set bonus. And this is a nice little AoE team buff that has a 2-minute recharge, and it gives you 33% all damage, 20% max hit points, and 10% run speed. It's actually quite nice. It's a very good little team buff and only has a 2-minute cooldown. So definitely worth it for the 3-piece set bonus is good, the 2-piece is good, and the armor pieces themselves are all quite good. The only thing is that, it is a pulse wave, so it's a bit situational. But overall, it's a very strong set. So, even if you're just looking for the appearance, you may find some value in the pieces themselves, which are all quite good. You can see here is the 3-piece set bonus ability right here. It's a clicky, and when you use it, it does give you, Radiant Subatomic Field. There it is. It's a 30-second buff for you and your team. It's very good. I mean, it gives you a nice damage boost, speed boost, and hit point boost. So, very good set overall. All right, so that is the stats of the set. Why don't I go ahead and head to the Tailor and show you the appearance options that are available for this armor. Yep, you can see some of my other Privilege officers here. I do really like that they did make the 7 of 9 armor available to all the factions. That's pretty cool. I'm not quite sure why it was faction specific to start with, but I don't know if it was kind of if there were lore reasons there or what it was. I mean, I'm personally fine giving that, giving the 7-9 armor to the other factions. It's not really like a standard Starfleet uniform or anything like that. It was really just kind of a, just a unique outfit giving to 7 of 9. It wasn't really, standard issue Starfleet or whatnot, so I don't think there's any issue there giving it to the other factions. All right, so let's take a look here at the Tailor, and I will show you when I first go through the settings that I'm using. So, like I said, some commenters have been asking to know how I made the armor look this particular way. So I'll go quickly through the settings that I'm using, and then show some of the different options that are available. So you can see here the settings that I'm using. I do use the standard. Well, first of all, once you unlock once you lock this appearance, you'll want to come over here to the uniform drop down, and then you'll see the Iconian Resistance suit available in the drop down here. And once you select that, then you can start to customize it. And when I just selected here, it looks like it reset my colors. Let me go ahead and just cancel out and go back in here just so I get the appearance back. Okay. So you can see here, I just chose for my appearance here, I just chose the standard resistance for the upper. For hands, also just the standard resistance. Now, the cool thing that I really like about Romulans and why I think this armor looks really good on Romulans is that they have the shoulder pad dual option. This is what Romulans get. This is kind of a sign of their rank, basically. So, as your rank goes up, you get more unlocks here in the Tailor. And then the top, once you get to your Fleet Admiral, level 60, you get this Fleet Admiral option. So that's what I've been using. It gives you the cool shoulder pads with the cool, the double cape coming down, which I think actually kind of matches the armor really well. I like how the shoulder pads kind of work well with the chest attachment, and yeah, I think it just works well, kind of matches the armor. For the chest gear, here you can see this is the attachment I'm using. I do select this as the reason. You can select none, but I do select the attachment here. It kind of makes it look like it connects to the shoulder pads, which I think makes it fit together a little bit better. Without the shoulder pads there, sometimes in some of my other characters, I've actually kind of gotten rid of the chest attachment, but yeah, I guess that's just your personal choice. And then for the bottom, for the lower body here, I am using just again the regular armor resistance. For the colors, I do use the same color in both slots here. What you can do, if on some of my characters, I actually do this as well, but you can select the secondary color, and what you can see, it actually kind of gives a neat kind of a gradient effect where it fades from the one color to the other. So it goes from the white to the green in this case. If I go up to my upper body, I can do kind of the same thing, and it kind of matches. Then you can see it, it starts green, fades to white, and then fades back to green. So it's actually pretty cool. I do like that effect on some of my characters. I do take advantage of that. But yeah, for Romulan here, I do, just for her particular look that I'm going for, I do like the solid green, just because she has, more of a contrast with the actual cape and the boots. So, and finally for the feet, here you can see I've actually selected boots short, and I'm not actually quite sure why, but for some reason this is the Bajoran military uniform or Bajoran militia uniform, and for whatever reason this is available as an option in the Iconian on the Iconian armor. So I actually went ahead and got that. I kind of like it in some cases. As you can see, the normal Iconian Resistance boots here, they have kind of those really big knee pads, which is okay. I mean, so again, I kind of like that look on some characters, but in this character, I just wanted just the regular looking boots, which you can get here if you unlock the Bajoran militia uniform. All right, so those are the options that I use on my character. Almost all of my alts use something very similar, with just I do vary up the colors a little bit and sometimes use the different attachments, which why don't I go ahead and show that now. But yeah, all my characters do have very, very similar settings to what you see here. So some of the options. Now, you do have in each of the major sections, upper body, lower body, and whatnot, you can have this alternate view here that's resistance pulse. That gives the glowing energy lines on your armor, which gives it that, very similar to like a Tron look, if that's what you're going for. It is a very cool effect. The main problem with it is that you can't change the color. It's always red. So unless you have, a red motif on your character, you are not, that's your only option. And so unless you're going for like a red motif, you're not going to be able to, make the pulse option fit. But yeah, I can put it, you have it again on all the major areas here. You can put it there. You can put it on your hands. So there you go. That's what it looks like with the pulse option selected. Something that does look really cool, like the pulse option does look really good with like if you're going with a white color option, or also black, I think looks really good with the pulse. Yeah, that's very cool. That's very, very Tron looking here. Let's put it on the lower body here too. Yeah, you can see that's if you're going for the Tron look, that's pretty close. There are some other options you have here. You can select these shoulder pads. Let me actually get rid of the Romulan shoulder pads here so you can see these, but you can select these shoulder pads, which also look quite good. The only issue again is that you can't change the energy color, which has that kind of a reddish color to it. So it might not always match the uniform that you're looking for, which is kind of why I don't use them a lot, unless you're looking for a red, red themed color on your outfit. It's kind of hard to make it match with those energy yeah, the glowing energy section there. So you can have those on the shoulder pads. I showed the, the chest attachment. You can see it there, which looks good with the shoulder pads, I think. Kind of makes it look like it attaches onto the armor. And what else we got here? On the back, you do have the backpack that you can put on. Iconian Resistance backpack. For the wrist, they do have these really, really huge... Yeah. You have these really huge sort of armor attachments that they have for your kind of forearm. You can see it here. I'm not a huge fan of it. They're a little bit too bulky in my opinion, but I've seen some, these can, if you're looking for like a more military type look, they might work for you. And then finally, oh yeah, the belt. The belt is actually kind of cool. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit here. You can see here the belt is more like just kind of a side armor piece here that attached to both sides of the waist. And then finally, you got your your boot options. Again, you can have the pulse option here. If I made this, let's just make it more darker here. Yep, so there you go. The actual Iconian armor, the boots, do have those kind of knee pads that come in with the attachment down to the foot area. All right, so there it is. Those are all the different appearance options that you have for the Iconian Resistance Armor. You can put a badge in there. Yeah, that's more if you're, I guess, if you're a Federation character. I'm not quite sure why a lot of these badges are available to Romulan, but they just are. All right, so let's cancel out of this. And finally, one of the questions I did get a lot is, how did you make the armor look so reflective? A lot of people have been asking, because it has that really cool metallic shine on it. I'm not quite sure. I mean, I didn't really do anything deliberately to make it look like that. I do know that if you select the pulse option, that does seem to diminish the reflective quality. So if you are looking for that, I would say just go with the normal option, not the pulse. And the only other thing I can think of is that it's some of my, let's just move around a little bit here. The lighting, the environmental lighting seems to make a very big difference as well for the reflectivity. Yeah, you can kind of see it there. I'll run around to a few different lighting conditions here, and you kind of see how the reflection works. But yeah, I really like it. It's a nice, cool, very sleek look. Let's go out here into the sun area. Yeah, so the environmental lighting does seem to have a very big effect. I thought it would also just show I do have my graphics settings maxed out, and I do notice that you'll definitely want dynamic lighting, your lighting quality, and shadows maxed out. If those aren't maxed out, then the reflective quality is also reduced quite a bit. All right, so there is the view of this armor. Let me go back. I did notice that also on the... Let's try another lighting condition here if I visit my bridge. You can kind of see, I think if there's like a more hard lighting condition, the reflective quality is a lot more obvious. Go over here in the ready room. can't really sit on that chair. Let's just try right here. Right, so yeah, there you go. The environmental lighting does definitely make quite a big difference. Let's turn the UI back off here. But yeah, very cool looking armor. I really like it a lot. Yeah, I really do like the, very sleek look, very, almost kind of reminds me of more like kind of a Mass Effect type armor looking, which Mass Effect is another one of my favorite video games, so I really do like this kind of a look. But yeah, there it is. That is the Iconian Resistance Armor, everyone. Thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments below, and I will try to answer them. But yeah, that's all for now. Thanks for watching.